struggle of having a laptop that is basically on its last legs, but I've been fiddling a lot with the audio settings because, you know, just because I have a good mic doesn't mean like, oh, the default settings will be the best, you know, environment for me, especially because my setup is not exactly the most professional. I've been messing around with it though, and maybe we've finally gotten to a level that I'm happy with, but like at least being able to customize it and like having the volume like access to like a volume threshold that is reasonable and maybe won't be drowned out by the music or the BGM, and vice versa, obviously. Super helpful. Obviously I'm not going to be talking over the characters or even the BGM when I can help it, only when like I feel like it's absolutely necessary, or not necessary, but I feel like I need to say something. But yeah, after those little hiccups, we are back for chapter 2. Just a quick summary of what happened in chapter 1. More or less, Yuzuriha is pretty much making it up as she goes. She admits that she was not ready for the student council or president role, and is like not as like upstanding or reliable as like people make her out to be. And then of course there's a whole issue of her having feelings for her childhood friend, right, who is kind of against same-sex couples getting together, so that's definitely an issue. And then there's the casual information bomb that was also doubled as a scene at the end of Volume 2 Summer, where Yuzuriha tells Suo that she knows things as the student council president that everyone else basically does not. So she heavily implied that that is the like one of the keys to unlocking the mystery of why Mayuri left at the end of Volume 1. So that's where we're at right now, and yeah, let's get back into it. Yep, and as you can see from those 2 chapter titles and what's been heavily discussed in the intros. Hey, how's it going? Glad you can make it again. We just started back in time for chapter 2. I really like the this repeated shot here. We saw this at in the intro to this game, right, where it was kind of Ringo looking in the mirror at herself, and you can very vaguely see her reflection. That's kind of a moment where she has her own identity crisis, but honestly, it's just like a nice spread. Oh, by the way, I adjusted the volume levels of the mic, so hopefully I'll be easier to hear. Like, I won't be drowned out by the BGM. Let me know if like it's like a good volume, or if maybe I need to mess with it a little bit more. Finding Nemo, probably. But yeah, we're probably going to try and get through as much as chapter 2 as possible today. Within like a 2 or so hour time frame, that's usually like my cutoff point, and usually where I find a good stopping point for these chapters.
僕も疲れが溜まっているのかな。
Yeah, that's true. I can always make my mic louder, but I don't want to be like overpowering or what have you.
前たちは幸せだな。ごきげんよう。今日は珍しく一人のようだね。
ごきげんようというのでしたね。
そうかい？見かけるときは八重垣くんと常に一緒のような気がするのだけどね。
Actually, wait, let me just change the levels around just a little bit. Alright, I think that's a little better.
解除していますから。それで八代先輩は熱帯魚のお世話ですか？
実家でも飼っていたからね。寮長に頼んでたまに餌をやったり水槽の掃除をさせてもらっているのさ。
へえ。
なんだい？
いえ、八代先輩はあまり動物が好きではない方だと思っていたので。
Not the first time she's heard something like that in the last couple days.
そう見えるのかな。ヘビ以外なら大概の動物は好むのだけどね。
八代先輩のお気持ちわかります。私も動物嫌いに思われるので。
自分も同じように思われているのかな。
She does love rabbits though, or Chidori does.
八代先輩はペットを飼ったことがあるのですね。少し羨ましいです。
高崎くんは飼ったことがないのかい？ああ、芸能のお仕事をされていたのだったね。そんな暇はないか。
ええ、正直少し前までは何とも。好きでも嫌いでもありませんでした。でも
Didn't like dogs. I can't say I remember. Maybe it was from volume 1 or something.
そういえば一時ウサギの世話をしていたね。
はい、初めは義務感からだったのですが、触れると壊れてしまいそうな感触だとか、私が世話をしないとダメなところとか、世話をすれば答えてくれるのが嬉しいかもです。八代先輩は飼うならどんなペットが欲しいですか？
Well, speaking of dogs, here's our first choice. Maybe she said she didn't, and that's the clue. If you were paying attention to whenever she said that, if she did at all, then you know, if she likes fish, maybe the quote-unquote lower maintenance animals are more her speed. Not to say that birds and fish aren't high maintenance, but well, I'll just say that my dogs are a real handful. So let's just go with the let's go with the bird. I think I picked wrong. Because it's green, right? I should know this. I just played this game this past weekend. Okay, let's go green. Yep. You see our first sign of growth right there. It's character development.
やはり犬かな。
But yeah, Chidori is so far Chidori is very far removed from her what's the word, unapproachable air in volume 2. She beefed with so many people in just like such a short time. I do look back on that pretty fondly now, knowing that how everything turned out. But you know, Erica really mellowed her out, huh? Getting her to open up, like kind of told her how you know, she doesn't have to try to be the best all the time or for anyone else, that kind of thing. That was a good character arc, honestly.
王道ですね。
王道か。猫派のものに石を投げられそうだが、やはり分かりやすく懐いてくれる動物がいいな。
それなら熱帯魚は違うのでは？
世話をしている者の顔は覚えてくれるものだよ。
ならお魚もいいですね。
ああ、だが分かりやすく甘えてくる動物も飼ってみたい。顔を舐められたり、思い切りお腹を撫で回してみたいからね。
Yeah, I was firmly in the dog camp for a long time. Didn't like cats, but I think I've come around. Not to say that like now I'm in the cat club. It's just like it's possible to like both, you know? They're just so starkly different from each other. It's just like, yeah, the being in one camp makes a lot of sense. But I've had dogs for like ever since I was a kid, so maybe it would just be it would be a change of pace, you know. But whenever I like go and visit my friends' houses, they have cats. It's always like, oh, you know, I can see the appeal, you know.
なんだか可愛いですね。
That is cute.
え？あ、犬がかい？そうだろう。君も犬派になりたまえ。
Hey, Yuzuriha said she wished that people would call her cute at the beginning. Be more straightforward like that. She shouldn't deflect it when it actually comes up, especially coming from Chidori. Like, you know she means it when she says it, right?
違います。八代先輩がです。可愛い。
ありがとう。
There we go.
それで放課後のこの時間に熱帯魚の世話をするなんて、ハロウィンパーティーの準備の方は順調に進んでいるんですね。
順調だよ。スイス時計のように動いている。こともなしにさせるためにはそれなりに苦労が多い。だからこうして心の平穏を欲して熱帯魚と戯れているのさ。
そうなんですか？あまり疲れた風には見えませんけど。
クォーターはクォーターなりに容姿の悩みがある。
Was not expecting to see that line in a game like this, but yeah, pretty much.
あ、そうですね。すみません。
I kind of forgot, honestly. I thought from volume 1 this was talked about, right? I thought Kamikado was like the half. I don't remember. But obviously I'm remembering incorrectly. But I guess, you know, usually in like anime and like Japanese media, blonde hair is like an indicator of like not full Japanese people or whatever. I mean, you could talk about like whether that's accurate or not, however much you want, but I think that's why I was thrown off. I think there was a mystery in volume 1 that played on that trope. It was the second one, where the Orienteering one, right? The one that was like that was wrong because of translation error, I think. Anyway.
なに、名所旧跡へ旅行に行くと必ず観光客に 共に写真に写ってとせがまれる。外国人然とした顔つきが珍しいのだろうね。
外国人とかではなく八代先輩だからだとは思いますけど。何ですか？
So they're both half.
いや、随分と穏やかな表情になったものだとね。
Yeah, mixed
初め会った時は硬い顔つきだったからね。
mixed blood kids rise up, you know? Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. That jogged my memory a little bit.
やはり八重垣君との出会いが変えたのだろうね。新しい道に乗ることができた。
You got that. You could say that again.
そうですね。エリカのおかげです。
Not very on the nose, honestly, considering this is a visual novel, you know, and you have to pick the routes, right? But I appreciate it.
対等ですか？
そうさ、互いに同じくらいの気持ちであることが望ましい。どちらかが強く依存しているカップルは破綻してしまう。
そうですか。私としては少しくらい頼り合う関係の方がいいと思いますけど。
Yeah, no kidding. Projection much?
対等というのは5対5ってことだろ？力関係が崩れていくと6対4、7対3となっていく。いいかい高崎くん、こいつをかけてみると 5×5 は25だ。6×4 は24、7×3 は21。徐々に歪み弱まっていく。
一瞬うなずけましたけど、それってこじつけなんじゃないですか？
Maybe overly simplistic, yeah. I see what she's going for. Not really a math person though. The last math class I took in college, I think I scraped by with a C-. That's when I was like, math? Hell no.
健全な関係はそれだけ尊いということだよ。失ってからでは遅い。今の関係を大切にしたまえ。
So nosy. But she can't help herself. Honestly, I guess she sees a little bit of a Chidori in herself. And also probably Erica.
八代先輩は2回屋の回ですか？
ああ、少し前に終わったところさ。その後。
There she is.
校内を少し見回っていたんだよ。しかし僕としたことが見逃しがあったとはね。
八代先輩を出し抜いたなんて名誉ですね。あ、そうです。寄宿舎まで一緒に帰りませんか？
ああ、構わないよ。というか そうくんとは一緒ではないのかい？
今日は図書委員の日ではないんです。私が個人的に本を読もうって。
アミティエの趣味に合わせてみたってわけか。花火師くんは本当にいいアミティエなんだね。それでどんな本を借りたんだい？アミティエの趣味に合わせるなら実用書系ではないのだろう？
これです。
三島由紀夫の仮面の告白か。
八代先輩？
いや、以前読んだことがあるが面白かった。目の付けどころがいいね。
Again, not very subtle. But I think I would prefer that, you know, to something that would probably go unnoticed by most readers, myself included. I don't know what the book's about, but, you know, the title, I think, says a lot on its own.
できすぎだな。
八代先輩は何をプレゼントされると嬉しいですか
？Yeah, that book mystery in volume 1 still haunts me, honestly. I think when you had to guess Erica's name, I was like, I think I just ended up giving up, but I was too stubborn to like go look at a walkthrough. So I just picked every possible combination until I landed on the right one, and I let Suo do the rest of the explanation retroactively. Yeah, no, like looking back on it, there was no way I would have gotten that right, especially if you basically need like knowledge of Japanese to get that right, you know? That is an issue of like translating the series, and that game in particular, because of how many of the mysteries seem to rely on, you know, Japanese, right?
急な話題だね。誰かにプレゼントでもするのかい？
ええ、旧友のお誕生日は必ず祝うようにしているので、八代先輩は今までいただいたもので特に嬉しかったものはありますか？
そうだな。
I kind of want to pick the second one, you know, for the memes, but and I have to double check if I saved it or not. It's like I do it subconsciously and then I forget that I saved it. I don't know, is the first option like too generic, like not heartfelt enough? But this seems like it's overdoing it, so. And whose birthday are we talking about? Rika's obviously asking for someone. I don't know. I'm just kind of shooting in the dark here. That was orange, wasn't it? Yellow? Damn. Rip me. I messed up again. Fundamental misunderstanding of the characters, I guess. Okay, yeah, that was green. I can't, with my current setup, I can't really see when it flashes like that. Seems like a lot of people have that urge to see the, yeah, Rika is, she's mellowed out, but she still is. Yeah, that's true. Honestly, I'm not as, honestly not as experienced with visual novels as I would like to be. I just have a bunch sitting around in my library other than these games, which I'm usually on top of. But yeah, I'll remember that for next time, so thanks. But yeah, it seems like people wanting to tease Rika is... It's a different kind of like, you know, you don't really... People don't always... I think the only people who like have the gall to tease Suo a lot is like Yuzuriha herself and Erika. But I guess for them it's really easy to tease Rika because she gets flustered really like in a more entertaining way. Is probably how you could say it. Unlike Suo, who just kind of shuts down.
あまり深く考えすぎなくてもいいんじゃないかな。
何がですか？
プレゼントだよ。こういうものは古来から贈る気持ちが大切と相場が決まっているだろう。自らがプレゼントだと迫ったらいい。きっとスオ君も喜んでくれるはずだ。なん
でスオさんのことになっているんですか？
Well, who else would she be asking for?
花火師君がプレゼントするのだろう。なら相手はスオ君に決まっているじゃないか。
違います。スオさんの誕生日は3月で。八代先輩、そんなに近づかれたら恥ずかしいです。
Blushing up a storm, probably. Hang on. I always have to do this. I have to like figure this out as I go along. But the default voice volumes just never cut it.
そうだね。花火師くんのハートはスオくんだけのものというわけだ。残念。そうだ、そろそろ寒くなる頃だし、マフラーや手袋なんてのはどうだろう。
Yeah, it's almost fall's about like a month and a half away here, but usually doesn't start feeling like fall until mid-October. Usually, we only really have 2 seasons here, summer and summer, but slightly less hot.
マフラー、手袋ですか？少し前に届きましたけど。
そうではなくて手編みさ。乙女チックでプレゼントには最適じゃないか？
The classic.
確かにスオさんからもらったら死んじゃうくらい嬉しいですけど。
考えが読まれたかと思って焦ったが。
はい、何ですか？
いや、悩むくらいなら動いてみようと決めていたところだったのさ。
ハロウィンのことですか？
ネリーの誕生日プレゼントのことだよ。
はい、いえ、どういたしまして？
You know, I'm just speculating, but the way that this game is going, I feel like the main quote-unquote romantic arc, if Narine is the main love interest, as it's kind of heavily implied that she is, all but told to us really, is like Yuzuriha kind of sees her as like this like this constant in her life, right? Like this person that she needs to rely on and who like needs to be protected because of that, like a resource that needs to be protected and like like taken away or like shielded from like all the terrible things in this world or whatever, however you want to say it. So I feel like the arc is probably going to be something along the lines of she needs to learn the hard way that Narine is just as deserving of like change and character growth or just personal growth as much as anyone else. I think like Narine probably knows that Yuzuriha sees her that way, and maybe she feels like tied down because of it, like this sort of like possessive love that Yuzuriha feels for her. Even if she probably doesn't realize like she's so like repressed or whatever. She's so like, guys, I'm straight, I swear, like that kind of thing, that she probably doesn't even realize that like her love goes that deep. But yeah, that's how I see this going. I mean, I said in the stream description that like nothing is ever that straightforward. This game obviously likes to throw some real curveballs at us, but yeah, that's what I would put my money on, honestly. And I would like that's a setup that just like is like ripe for like angst and all those like heartfelt moments and bitter crying and like lots of baggage that needs to be resolved. So I would love to see that personally. I mean, obviously if the game takes a different direction, then I'd be fine with that too. It means I would be pleasantly surprised. What do you mean? Like much of a reason for what? And I honestly don't know who the main characters of Volume 4 are, even as of right now. Like I would assume that we go back to our original 2/3 that was in Volume 1, but
遅きに失するというやつだ。こういうことなら編み物も収めておくんだったな。
That might change things, honestly. I'm probably gonna. I still imagine that like that's the most likely projection of this game, but not looking good for our two main characters. Also, I remember one of my old viewers on one of my playthroughs for Volume 2 mentioned that as far as like good endings go, Volume 2 is probably the best that we're gonna get. I don't want to know for sure, obviously. Like I've avoided like major spoilers for this long, so I would like to keep it that way, you know. But maybe I'm just like setting myself up for heartbreak, you know. I don't know if I'm ready for it.
そうくんは
Suo still hasn't showed up.
さてどうしたものか。
望みの本が見つからないみたいですね。やった、初めて脅かせた。
すごくも笑えないな。
You'd love to see it.
何がです？
頭がいっぱいで周りが見えなくなっていた。後ろを取られるとは一生の不覚だ。
猫のように抜き足差し足って具合で驚かそうとしてましたからね。ああ、足がこれだからもちろん比喩表現ってやつですがね。で、八代先輩は何を探しているんです？最近よくここで会いますが、今日も料理本探しですか？
いや、
Well, so far, Ringo and Chidori have already seen, like, a little bit seen through her facade. A little bit. Like, oh, I wouldn't have guessed that you were into this thing, right? And, I mean, Erica probably would not go around telling everyone, you know? As of right now, she still doesn't have a lot of friends, right? Kind of just how she is. A lot of people are off-put by her snarky comments, basically whenever she opens her mouth. Which is why we love her, of course.
仮面の告白でも置いてないかと思ったのだけどね。
ああ、三島由紀夫ですか。少し前、千鳥がハマっていたな。いや、そういうわけではないんです。ただ、私と同じものを知っていた方が話題が合わせやすいだろうってことで。
そいつはアミティア冥利に尽きる。
まあ、ありがたいですかね。
三島由紀夫もいいが、せっかくだ。八重垣くんのおすすめを読んでみるとしよう。
私は特にこれが好きって本はありませんよ。小説も実用書も辞典だって隔てはない。暇がありゃ何でも読みます。
そいつは
逆に八代先輩のおすすめってやつを知りたいですね。
処置に勧められるものはないが。
God, yeah. Trying to talk to someone about your hobby where they know a lot more than you, you just end up getting talked down to most of the time. Eric has obviously already read this, right? There's no way she hadn't, but that could turn into a conversation about why Yuzuriha likes it, right? Like aiming the question back at her. I could see that. Whereas that's just kind of an easy joke. I want the character development, damn it. Okay, well, I was probably overthinking that a little bit.
オズの魔法使い。
オズの魔法使いですか。ライマン・フランクボームだ。八代先輩にしては随分と可愛らしい本を読むんですね。
いや、おすすめなんかじゃない。気にしないでくれ。
可愛いと言ったことが 気に障りましたか？
え？何？最近友人が読んでいたのを目にしていたのでね。つい口に出してしまったのさ。それだけのことだよ。
Yeah, like she's making fun of her or questioning her linguistic skills. Honestly, that comment that Yatsushiro made, it's like, oh, Erika and Suo, they have a little bit in common here, right? They're good at like reading people or reading the atmosphere. Not in a boring way though, like the main character from Komi-san. Yeah, I remember talking a lot about how I was expecting the romance, the alternate romance route in Volume 2 to be Suo, right? I think that would make sense. Like that would like kind of make sense, you know, because she was like super depressed about Mayuri leaving for obvious reasons, and they get along pretty well. Like I think it would honestly be a good ship. But this series likes to make Suo suffer, so I guess that's why that didn't happen. I'm not salty about that at all.
ですか。ですです。それでは別の聞き方をするとしよう。八重垣くんが選ぶおすすめでなくて、僕に勧めるならどんな本が適していると思うかね。
そうですね。八代先輩にぴったりの本がありますよ。
Yeah, that's a good litmus test to see how Erika sees her, right? She might change her answer a little bit because she let it slip that she holds Wizard of Oz close to her heart, right?
例えば編み物の指南書とかね。
もしかしてずいぶん前から見ていたのかい？
Well, I'm not gonna complain about that either.
その口ぶりからすると当たりのようですね。
Yeah, when Erika makes that face, I'm like, yep, best girl right there.
引っ掛けられたのか。君も探偵のような真似をするね。
If only you knew.
白羽に鍛えられましてね。ま、消去法ですよ。八代先輩がうろうろしていたのは要塞の図書が置かれている場所だ。だが衣装の凝ったドレスを一人で作れてしまう八代先輩が今さら要塞の本を読むとも思えない。だから
編み物の本というわけか。季節を考えたらさらに選択肢は狭まるものな。
編み物なら私が教えましょうか。
Please. That would make for some quality interactions right there.
いいのかい？なんだか犯罪者の手口を思い出すな。
へえ、どんなです？
はじめは気のいいふりをして小さい音をどんどん打っていく。そしてたまりにたまったところで仕事を頼む。断りづらい状況を作るんだな。そして裏の仕事を手伝わせ自分の一味に引き入れるんだよ。
学院のカリスマに歌手を作っておくのも一つの手かと思いましてね。
スオー君と同じ、私と同じ気質を持っている相手だ。恥を忍んでお願いするよ。
Alright, I'm ready. I'm ready for more Erika screen time.
も まるで女の子みたい。
なんだ、もしかして私に言っているのか？
両方よ。
ま、僕自身似合わないことは自覚しているけどね。確かに八重垣くんが編み物ができるのは意外だったな。
I like how Chidori still says like whatever she wants, basically, without really thinking about it. It's just now, she doesn't like put a 10-foot pole between herself and everyone every time she opens her mouth. I think that's like I've already said this, but like that's a very believable character arc. Good stuff. I'm still, I guess playing this does remind me how much I liked Volume 2.
そうですか。ネクラなインドア派女がまずやりそうなことでしょ。以前バスキア教諭にプレゼントをしてからものづくりに目覚めたんだよ。
そうなの？隠すことないじゃない。
今みたいにからかわれるからだよ。お前はどうなんだ？編み物できるのかよ。
趣味がなかった私に聞くの？相変わらず嫌味なのね。
性分なんでね。さて、大体の説明は済みましたが、八代先輩は何を編むつもりなんですか？
マフラーに挑戦してみようと思うのだが。
それなら間に合うか。いや、手袋とか言われたらなかなかに難易度があるので初心者には難しいんですよ。
あなたも始めたばかりの初心者じゃない。
ムカつくことしか言えないのか。マフラーなら教えやすいと思ったんだよ。ほら、でかい体を横にどけろ。
それって
編みかけのマフラーだよ。こいつで練習といくわ。
She came prepared.
.なんというか、ひたすら反復作業なのだね。
Oh yeah, this is the good stuff right here. This thumbnail shot. Already know. Yeah, best girl, other best girl, and Chidori, who looks pretty cute in this shot, not gonna lie. I'm not a Chidori hater by any means. I was talking about her, like, I could not stop talking about her in Volume 2, right? It's just like, there are so many good characters in this game that it's hard for her to crack the top 5.
まっすぐ編んで縫い続けられるから初心者用なんですよ。反復作業が嫌いな人は苦手なのかもですけどね。
そうか。先ほどから手ほどきを受けているが、なかなか進まないものだね。これは時間がかかるのではないかな。
この毛糸の太さは合い太ですが、この太さの毛糸で長さ140センチくらいのマフラーを編むとなると、1日10センチくらいずつ進めるなら14日くらいかかりますかね。
14日？それじゃ間に合わない。
なので毛糸の太さで極太を選びザクザク編むことにすれば1週間くらいで間に合うかもです。
そうか、 それならなんとか間に合うか。
not doing a very good job of hiding it. Probably not something she meant to say out loud.
今回は一目ゴム編みでなくガーター編みにしたのも時間をネックに置いたからです。
編み方もいろいろあるのだね。
サクサク編むには一目ゴム編みの方がいいですが、ガーター編みは表編みだけでいいから間違いにくい。
一目ゴム編みとやらは違うのかい？
そっちは表目裏目と交互に編まなくちゃならない。ぼーっとやっていると誤って裏目と編んだりするので、間違った場合のリカバリーが大変なんですよ。
随分と僕のことを考えて選んでくれているんだね。ありがとう、八重垣くん。
別に。ただ受けたからにはきちんとやりたいだけですよ。
もしかして役得だったのかもしれないな。
羨ましい。
Yuzuriha's like natural flirt side is really funny, like especially in this game, because like inwardly she's basically floundering around the whole time up until now, but that stuff just like comes so easily to her. Like that stuff, that like the flirty side of her makes sense when you like think about her, the rest of her, like the quote unquote, if we're gonna use the mask metaphor, the mask that she wears like basically as the student council president, right? But it doesn't really, like when you consider like how easily she gets flustered, or like how much like this issue with Narine is like weighing her down, right? I don't know. I think it's like I guess it's like makes it even funnier when it does come out, but also just like how does she reconcile that with like her, you know, like how she really feels. I think maybe it's just her coping mechanism, one of her many.
今度高崎くんも教えてもらうといい。同行の死が増えるのはいいことだ。
But yeah, obviously hand-holding is peak romance, as you know, lots of manga and anime tend to put forward. Can't say I disagree with that.
まあ教えてほしいって言うなら教えないではないですけどね。
八代先輩はいい人だわ。
どうにも二人には当てられるよ。
白羽ならこの機会を逃さずに恋バナをしましょうとかいうタイミングですね。
恋バナ？ああ、恋愛のお話ね。八代先輩は豊富そうだから後学のため聞いておきたいわね。
恋愛話と言ってもね。
Chidori just jumped into it. You know, it's been a while since I saved, so I'll save anyway. Also, if I need to go back and take another, like if my print screen gets overwritten. But yeah, she doesn't have a lot of knowledge, right? Unless there's something that she's not even letting on here, I don't think this is the right answer. Alright, there we go. Like, she can grandstand all she wants, but yeah, I mean, given what we know about her, she actually doesn't have any, she only has experience in rejecting people, and also, suppressing her own feelings, so not really the lessons you want to be teaching other people, right?
告白は受けるが付き合ったことはないから高崎くんの高額にはならないだろうね。
お付き合いしたことがないんですか？意外です。
なかなかタイミングが合わなくてね。そういえば知っているかい八重垣くん。
はい。
以前耳にした俗説でね、首にほくろがあるタイプは推しに弱いという。
いや
いや、聞いたことがありませんね。
Why are you taking her seriously? She's obviously messing with you. Well, I guess it seems like Chidori still looks up to her, huh? Like a reliable upperclassman, whereas Erica, maybe she thinks that they're on the same level, more or less. It is pretty funny, though.
思った以上のことをしているのかな。
そういえば以前の白羽さんたちに似た話があるって聞いたわ。
へえ、それは。
That's a sensitive topic.
その話題はデリケートなんだよ。もう少し考えて喋れ。
Actually, what? Is there more to it?
あ、そうね。
I do want to hear what Chidori heard, though.
それで処置仲間がどうしたって？
結局聞くんじゃない。私と同期の転入生、あの中の3人が何でも三角関係だそうよ。
Really? That does sound like something Chidori would do, honestly, but poor Suo. Yeah, what to do with that information, honestly. Don't say it though. I'd get demonetized. I'm just kidding. I've already made that joke a million times on this channel. I imagine it doesn't get any funnier the more I say it.
三角関係。
More or less, yeah. Man, it's complicated.
で、白羽は首を突っ込んでないんだな。
似た話があると言っただけでしょ。白羽さんは関係ないわ。
And yet, it definitely involves her.
3人1組のアミティアか。僕の時は2人組でよかったよ。
Seriously. There's always gonna be an imbalance. Like, who gets along with who?
なぜです？
And to what extent, right? With just two people, you can avoid your roommate if you don't like them. Or like you don't get along, right? But if it's three, and you don't like either of them, that's just unfortunate.
隣でイチャイチャされたらかなわない。実は今もそんな気持ちを抱いているよ。
あ
アミティエか。
yeah, this was the first game where the two main, the two interests aren't amity, like the two main characters aren't amity partners. I guess it was like I always assumed they were, and I don't know if that was actually discussed or not, but I mean, knowing what the relationship is like, I'm sure everything would have stayed the same up until this point.
いただきます。
That does look pretty good. Oh, there she is. Just chilling at cooking club.
なんだかその味がしないです。
そうか。
先輩。
I know it halfway through chapter 2 she finally showed. I really like how she was just mentioned in passing and like as this elusive spirit basically up until now. That was definitely how she carried herself like at the end of, or at the beginning of volume 2. So I feel like it's like kind of like shades of that game kind of coming back, right? And also just like how the rest of the school sees her, even like the people that she's close to. But yeah, Suo was great.
さながら少女漫画の一場面だったな。毒を食らわば皿までだ。
失敗は誰でもありません。気にしなくても。ゆずりは先輩、聞いてますか？
ん？ああ、すまない。
Yep,
超話半分だったよ。
avoiding thinking about the potential failure by thinking about the real one. Or other way around.
超ってどれくらい話半分だったんですか
100をマックスとしたら2か3くらいだな。
超話半分じゃないですか。
しかしこれほど練習しても上達しないとは、何か呪いでもかけられているのかね。
でもスポンジは上手に焼けるようになったじゃないですか。
あとは生クリームだけだというのにうまくいかないものだな。甘くない。まるで僕の人生のようだ。
大丈夫ですよ。初めて作って上手にできる人なんていません。一歩ずつ着実に上達しています。でもなんで今ショートケーキなんですか？今日はイタリア月間ですよ。
Every day should be strawberry shortcake day, in my opinion. She definitely leveraged her student council president and most popular girl in school status there. And who says abuse of power isn't real?
どうしてですか？
弟の誕生日が間近なのだよ。手作りのケーキを送ってやりたくてね。
そうなんですか？弟さん思いですね。
So she actually does have a brother who exists, and she's not just lying. Well, she is lying, but not completely.
うちに戻った時にマッサージしてやるからな。
それじゃあ弟さんのためにも頑張らなきゃですね。
そうだね。スポンジの残りはあるし。
生クリーム製作をしましょう。今度は私的にも手伝います。
生クリームの作り方はそう変わりませんし、いちごさんに教わってはどうでしょうか。
そうだね。では再度挑戦するとしよう。
Still lying after all this time. I know, right? Will she ever learn? I'm sure she will, but... I learned a lot about knitting in the last scene, honestly. Also learning how to make your own cream.
So ろそろかな。
まだまだですね。もうちょっとなのでファイトですよ、ゆずりは先輩。
うむ。やりすぎないように注意してかき混ぜていこう。
ですね。七分立てまでになったらスポンジの周りに塗りましょう。弟さん、確かサッカーが得意なんでしたよね。
ああ、勉強はあまり振るわないがスポーツは得意のようだね。特にサッカーは好むようだ。進学もスポーツ推薦を望んでいるそうだよ。
へえ、すごいですね。スポーツが得意っていろいろ試してサッカー一本にしたんですか？
Yeah, as these two have proved time and time again, mostly Ichigo, you don't want to like be letting anything slip to them because Ichigo can't keep her mouth shut, and Ringo probably won't stop her until it's too late. She bought the lie, but for how long, you know?
夢の中でダビド・ルイスに一緒にプレーしようと説得されたからだと言っていたな。
That's some real anime BS right there.
そういうのも理由になるんですね。
何を目指すだとか好きになるとかは些細なことさ。
Oh yeah, that iconic scene. the one that would have probably gotten me demonetized if my channel was monetized. Came again here. She was like, "I'll give a massage when I go home." So that's consistency right there.
生クリームの完成。あとはペストリーバッグに入れてデコレーションするだけだ。甘い。
成功ですか？甘いですね。
Try as she might, she can't get anything down.
ああ、グラニュー糖を入れすぎたらしい。
Rip.
でも今度はボソボソになってません。進歩ですよ。
まあ、そうだね。
さっきは甘く感じましたけど、実はそれほどでもなかったような気がします。
ん？そうかな。
どうですか？
悪くない。
八代先輩。
ん？少し軽率だったな。
It's gonna lose you some fans, or have her fans out her throat probably. Yeah, I can say that I'm in a similar boat when it comes to cooking. I think the worst thing that happened to me recently, I was making torta, right, Filipino torta, and I was adding some salt because it needed more salt and I was almost done cooking it. So I opened, like, salt containers, a lot of the time they have two sides, right? They have like a side for sprinkling or seasoning and a side for just like measuring and pouring into cups. You can probably see where this is going. I opened it without looking at what side I was using. I kind of assumed it was the seasoning side, and I just ended up dumping probably a fourth of a cup, a lot of salt into the pot. And yeah, I mean, we ate it because we didn't really have any other option, but everyone still gives me flack about it to this day. Everyone who was unfortunate enough to witness that. So, even though, like, I don't mess up that often, that was just a really bad example. I'm not like Yuzu, who basically can't seem to get it right. But I do feel that, you know, you just, whatever, any amount of arbitrary instruction or like even like a list of recipe can't be enough. It's not enough, always enough for someone. Sometimes you just don't have it.
最近いちごくんが積極的になっていると感じていたのに。
Yeah, no kidding.
ゆずりは先輩。
だいぶ形になった。いちごくん、あ、いや、3人にはお礼をしなくてはならないね。
お礼ですか？別にそんなつもりじゃ。いちごね。 一つお願いがあるのですけど。
Yeah, they already went all out for Sleeping Beauty. The play, those costumes were pretty good, honestly. So it's gonna be hard to top that.
いいなあ、そうちゃん。私的にも早く測ってほしいよ。
Yeah, I mean, Suo is also part of the Yuzu fan club. Not as gung ho about it as Ichigo is, obviously, but definitely taken by her, like how pretty she is.
採寸は一人ではできないのですか？
And of course, you know, Suo is like gets hyper aware of like any pretty girl that like gets too close to her. Kind of like, I guess Yuzu's been doing that in this game too, honestly, which is really funny to see coming from her. But you know, when Suo does that, it is always just plain cute.
通常採寸は2人1組でないと無理だが、1人でもやりようはある。でもそれは元の服を着た上で測るから、そもそもの服がないとダメだね。
そうなのですか。
僕としては学院一の美人に大義名分が立ちつつ触ることができて幸運だけどね。
That is definitely not a title that Suo wanted.
八代先輩。
おっと、あまり身動きすると本当にまずい部分に触れてしまうよ。次はヒップだ。
お尻ですか？
採寸ではヒップは腰のことを言うのさ。すごいな。さすがにこのくびれは嫉妬してしまうよ。
もうよろしいですか？
みんなが見守る理由もわかるというものだ。
いや、それもあるとは思いますけど、八代先輩に採寸されているのが羨ましいということもあると思いますですよ。
Oh, I did kind of assume that they were alone.
とりあえずお楽しみのバスト、ウエスト、ヒップはこれでおしまいか。
I guess the embarrassment will be cranked up to 11, knowing that.
もう終わりなのですね。
当然まだだよ。あとは着丈や袖丈、股下も測らないとね。
Rip.
動かないでくれよ。着丈はこの首の突き出た骨からウエストまでを測るんだ。
Honestly, knowing that their uniforms are custom made, like it fitted to their measurements, is like, that must be pretty expensive. I wonder how much it costs to go to a school like this.
八代先輩はこの被服室である噂が流れているのをご存知ですか？
噂？いや、聞いたことがないな。
ハロウィンに向けて針仕事が苦手な生徒は遅くまで作業しているのは知ってますよね。
ああ、1年前にも消灯の時間が過ぎても作業していて注意されていたことを覚えているよ。次は袖丈だ。軽く肘を曲げてくれ。
夜遅く一人で被服室にて作業している生徒、ふと人の気配に視線を上げると自分と同じ姿を見たという噂が広がっているのですよ。
いや、それは鏡に映った。
私的にも聞いたことがあるよ。なんだかドッペルゲンガーみたいな話だよね。ああ、イチゴ姉もドッペルゲンガーを知っているのですね。
Coming from the twins, that's the irony is not lost on me.
ふむ、ドッペル、聞いたことがある名だな。
八代先輩も知っているですか？
Too well read? She's not much of a reader. Or admit that you don't really know what it is. Damn it. Alright. Oh wait, I could just go back, because I did not save. Oh, that's great. Yeah, super handy. Don't have to load. But yeah, I got it wrong. Okay, so given what she just said there, I guess we gotta talk about scary stuff again. Wow, look at that. So much growth in a short amount of time.
確か以前、芥川龍之介の短編で読んだな。あれは確か。
It makes more sense if it's like a short story and not like a big long book.
2つの手紙ですね。
そうだ。さすがよく覚えているね。主人公の大学教師が何度も自分と妻の姿を目撃するという筋だった。
No literary reference gets past Suo.
芥川龍之介自身も自分のドッペルゲンガーを見たと話していますよ。一度は帝劇、一度は銀座にと。
さすがに階段の舞台でそのものズバリの話をするのはいい気分がしないね。
先輩。
股下の採寸はももの付け根から足首までなんだ。すまないね。
Well, that's unfortunate.
「しかし被服室で己と同じ姿を見るか。なんだか七不思議めいた話だね。
そうです。被服室、寄宿舎で己と同じ姿を見るとのことで、噂の怪異は寄宿舎のシェイプシフターではないかと言われているのですよ。
Are we actually going to go after all 7 of the mysteries in this series? I thought with volume 1 it was established that they're not quote unquote real, but
寄宿舎のシェイプシフター。
yep.
七不思議の一つだ。確か
どんな姿にも姿を変えられる幽霊、悪魔だと諸説ある存在ですね。
なるほど。どんなものにでも化けることができる。だから自分の姿にも化けられるという発想になったということか。
ですです。ねえ、私たちで寄宿舎のシェイプシフターの謎を解き明かしてみない？
There it is.
いちごさん、
己と同じ姿か。自分の目に私自身はどう映るのかな。
Yeah, I mean, to give you an idea of how bad I am with horror, the quote-unquote horror scenes in this game, like when they go after Bloody Mary in Volume 1 and the Hookman scene in Volume 2, I was definitely on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh man, there better not be something scary popping up. It's the real eerie silence, you know, that this environment at the school, like that dead silence at night is very prominent in those scenes, you know, not to mention the foreboding music. So do we have another mystery on our hands? I don't know if we'll have time for it in this episode or in this stream, but wow, I felt that.
Shio はいいものだ。しかし、塩も効き目がなくなったら何によって塩味が取り戻されようか。夜食ってのはどうしてこんなにうまいんだろうね。先輩も一つどうです？
Same, honestly. That it does get the gears turning, honestly, and I miss those splash screens. Sounds pretty good, not gonna lie.
私もいただこうかしら。
食え食え、お前が用意してきたんだからな。
いただいた手前言うのもなんだが、よく用意できたね。
食事は時間通りに席についていないと食べられないですよね。でも育ち盛りだ。どうしたって我慢できなくなる。食堂の調理師さんたちもその辺は理解してくれているから、こっそり融通をつけてくれているんですよ。
Still a lot for me to learn about this school. Same goes for all of us.
お腹が空くのはサラダばかり食べているからだって叱られたわ。
千鳥は痩せすぎなんだよ。肉を食え肉を。サラダなんて年取ってからでいいんだよ。
前もそう言っていたわね。
羨ましいやりとりだ。この部屋に来ると独り身の寂しさで身が凍えそうになる。
Grass is greener, huh?
はあ？何を言ってるんですか？
嫌味しか言われてないと思うのだけど。
あのな、言われてないって被害者ぶるのはよせ。お前が私へ攻撃してくることの方が多いだろうが。
今のを聞きましたか？性格が悪いのは仕方ないと諦めていましたが、頭も悪いんですよ。上手に付き合っていく方法を聞きたいくらいです。
ある作品の中で、年上の女房は年下のように、年下の女房は年上のように接するように、円満の秘訣はそうすることだと言っていたね。
同い年はどうすればいいんです？
What about mentally?
それはお互いの努力しかないんじゃないかな。またぞろ出しにされた気分だが、編み物の師として僕のマフラーの進捗はどうかな？
さすがに覚えがいい。問題ないですね。このまま行けば間に合うでしょ
う。よかった。努力自体も美徳だが、努力するなら報われたいからね。
2階屋の会の運営もこなしながらマフラー制作、ハロウィンの衣装作りまでやっているんだ。大したものです。
本当にエリカも八代先輩の爪の赤を煎じて飲んでもらいたいものだわ。
なんだ、またイチャモンか？
そうじゃなくて、ハロウィンパーティーでの衣装作りをそろそろ取り掛からないと間に合わないわよ。
後でやるさ。出先の器用さ、千鳥も知ってるだろ。
They haven't really asked about like why she's making the scarf, right? And they know that the scarf and the costume are two separate things. They probably know already, especially Erica.
後でとお化けには会ったことがないって言葉があるの知ってる？
お化けといえば、最近噂になっている七不思議、
Oh no.
知っていますか？
Here we go again.
寄宿舎のシェイプシフターだろ？リンゴくんから聞いたよ。
なんだ、情報元は同じですか？
寄宿舎のシェイプシフター？シェイプシフターって何？
お、階段好きでも知らないか。まあ、シェイプシフター自体マニアックな怪異だからな。
僕もこの学院に来るまで耳にしたことがなかったよ。どちらかというとゲームで取り扱われることが多いそうだね。
私は映画で知った口ですが、シェイプシフターってのはなんだ、ミミックみたいなやつさ。
それって宝箱に化けたモンスターじゃないの？
ミミックってのは擬態を意味している言葉なんだよ。別に宝箱に限った話じゃないんだ、本来はね。
Skinwalkers? Is that another word for the shapeshifters? Or just another kind of mimic? All I know is that mimics in D&D are like super OP. I don't know why you get punished so hard for exploring, I guess. Maybe it's the idea that... I don't want to start talking about D&D in here.
どうして？
そりゃ情報元が同じなら八代先輩もご存知なのでしょ。一つ こいつに教えてやってくださいよ。
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure myself. Like, I want to know. I mean, it's probably because like it can adapt whatever, like, in whatever form it wants. And the rumor was that the girl looked up and saw herself, even though there are no mirrors in the room. Oh,
ま
come
た
on.
劇だ。寄宿舎のシェイプシフターはミミックのように体が売りなはずなのに一つしか変身しないらしい。
Alright, well, I guess we're not going to hear the right answer. Because I have to go for the memes once again. Ah, that one's about reading the atmosphere, I guess.
ミミックに似ているとのことだが、それは
Maybe, but aren't the Wendigos a separate mystery? Maybe that's why it's a new rumor that's going around.
それは
寄宿舎のシェイプシフターは噛みつくからさ。
Also, is that a pun that I do not pick up on? No, that explains it.
それは確かに恐ろしいですね。
ああ、そうだろう。
噂になっているというのだったら噛みつかれた被害者がいるのですよね。だったら探した方がいいのではないですか？
Chidori didn't get the joke. That is like her though, it would go over her head.
負けたよ。
天然物が一番強い。
自分と同じ姿ですか。
I feel like that'll be important if this does come up later. I'm kind of already taking mental notes, and if I do have to come back to this, I'll probably have to do it within the week. Well, I was planning on doing it within the week anyway, but yeah, so I don't forget anything.
まあ深夜に規則を破って作業する罪悪感が見せたものだと思うよ。階段が旬の夏も過ぎた。噂もじきに立ち消えするだろう。
どうもそういう流れにはならないようですよ。
That's how it tends to go. And also, this is the second time that they've brought it up in as many scenes, so there's no way it's gonna get glossed over.
どうしてだい？娯楽が少ないこの学院とはいえ、そう長続きする話題でもないと思うのだけどね。
But more people are gonna be working late, probably as the Halloween party gets closer, you know?
実はここ最近のことですがね、シェイプシフターを見たって生徒がまた現れたんですよ。
Yeah, same. I mean, Yuzu was like, there's a logical explanation, right? But if they do run into it or have like an encounter with it, there's probably going to be one beyond the explanation that she laid out. Like, that's too logical. Like, it makes too much sense, you know? And it doesn't explain like everything.
別におかしくは。
Or maybe you mean that like someone started the rumor and that like they're doing it like to like get people like worked up about it. That would also be something.
もう一人の自分に驚いたその生徒は慌てた拍子に転んで怪我をしてしまったそうなんです。
怪我ひどいの？
いや、軽い捻挫だよ。大した怪我じゃない。でも 幽霊を見て怪我したっていうんでだいぶショックを受けたらしいけどね。
情報元は生徒からでなく養護教諭かね。
純粋な事故や不審者なら二階屋の会の会長八代先輩の耳に入らないわけがないだろ。だから情報元が絞れたんだよ。
Well, the rest of the school doesn't know. Erica knows, right? Because she figured it out. But obviously, like, no one else who was, like, involved in the incident, specifically Dahlia, didn't say anything. Like, Suo was in the art room because she was looking for Mayuri's old paintings, right? And like you encounter her in the art room like after the fact, and she admits as much. Unless I mean I could be misremembering myself, but
ああ、そういうこと。まあ幽霊を見て自爆したって話をみんなへ話して回るのもおかしな話だものね。
But yeah, I mean, Yatsushiro, if by we you mean like, yeah, Yatsushiro doesn't know, she doesn't know. Like, that's probably a story that fizzled out to everyone else, because Suo got what she wanted. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because it wasn't really. Well, I wonder if that's gonna come up again in this game.
そんなわけでまだまだ消え去る話題ってなわけじゃないようですよ。
This was like at the tail end of chapter 5, right? When that happened? Or chapter 5 in volume 2.
怪我人が出るような話になっているならどうにかしないといけない。
And just like that, our student council president is on the case, which means we're along for the ride too. But yeah, of course, not all, especially a mystery surrounding the 7 mysteries of the academy is not going to be that simple. I mean, the Bloody Murray was solved pretty quickly. They were pretty handily, and there's still an unresolved mystery about the Gods of Truth, right? And just like that, we're on the case. Alright, awesome.
どうにかしないといけないわ。私の方でも噂になっていると耳にしたわ。被服室にシェイプシフターが出たのだって。
ああ、そう聞いているね。
1年生の時にも調べたけど何の手がかりもつかめなかった。夜中に寄宿舎中を歩き回ったりしたのに。
そんなことをやっていたんだな。
でも何人もの生徒が目撃したということはシェイプシフターさんが被服室に戻ってきたってことよね。
Yeah, and she's really gung-ho about it on top of that. Probably tagging along because of her own personal interest as opposed to actually wanting to help. I mean, it's probably both, but I think we all know what her reasoning, what her the majority of her reasoning comes from.
まあ 目撃者は多いそうだが。
これは1年生の時のリベンジができそうだわ。
あまり面倒ごとには首を突っ込まないでほしいんだが。
早速調べましょ
う。こうなったネリーは止められないしな。
ねえゆずりは、一緒に調べてみない？これは2階屋の会としても調査するべき案件だと思うの。
Funny you should say that.
ネリーを喜ばせたい。
I think we disconnected for a little bit there, but yeah, we're back. My Wi-Fi is very finicky. I guess I'm lucky that I haven't had any like real hiccups. But yeah, took the words right out of my mouth. She can't say no. Kinda know how it is.
ん？どうしたのゆずりは？
ちょっと楽しくなってきてね。僕としては逆にほんの少しでもシフターに関する図書があったことが驚きだよ。
No, honestly, it's a good thing the stream just did not cut out completely. I would have had to like restart or something maybe. But speaking of which, we are coming up on the 2-hour mark, so I'm probably going to save the mystery for another day, like when I find a good stopping point.
「この学院の七不思議にもなっているのだから、少しは図書室にもシェイプシフターの文献が残っていると思ったのだけど。
なるほど。火のないところに煙は立たぬというやつだね。ネリーはここでシフターについての文献を読んだ生徒が七不思議の会に名を付けたと考えたわけだ。
だからもう少しはあると思ったのだけど。姿を変える以外で特に得られた情報はなかったわね。
That would be a little bit too easy. Though, we'll probably find maybe one or two like useful details for later on. I'm just reading back through just in case.
せめて弱点でも書いてあればよかったんだがね。例えば銀のナイフが有効だとか。
ウエストサイドストーリーを思い出したわ。決闘の場面よ。
ネリーも映画に詳しくなったね。
白羽さんの影響かしら。あんなに楽しそうに話されていると見たくなってくるのよね。
She does have good taste. Oh yeah, definitely. Within the game, I think it also makes sense for them to find like some lead or like some piece of information that we will have to use later as well as it like making sense like story-wise.
この図書室もそうだが、スオ君のおかげかどちらも活用する生徒らが増えているそうだよ。
目にしただけでも嬉しくなる美人さんだものね。
僕も今目の保養をしているけどね。
せっかくゆずりはを誘ったのに無駄足になってしまったわね。
ネリーと共に過ごせているんだ。僕にとって無駄足なんかじゃないよ。それとシフターについて一つ思いついたことがあるんだが。
何？
イズニクに付き合ってもらえないか。
You might see a new setting here. I don't think we've actually gotten a look inside the student council up until now. Oh,
こ
yeah,
れで
my
全
wife.
部だ。
Oh, sorry, Yuzu. Yeah, my Wi-Fi is like going in and out, I swear. Thankfully OBS tells me how strong my connection is, but yeah, that's why I like to stream around this time, like early afternoon. That's kind of when the Wi-Fi is most reliable. It's least reliable like at night. Probably when the most people are using it, but yeah, like this is after this scene is probably a good place to wrap up, I'm thinking.
それって
I do like this feels like an actual office, you know? That super fancy desk. All those old-fashioned, old stuffy books.
かつてのニカイアの会の会長が記した年間、日記のようなものだよ。
Oh man, I don't know if anyone's seen Kyoka, but a mystery anime more or less where they go around solving like sort of inconsequential mysteries to satisfy one of the club members' curiosities. Also one of my favorite shows like ever. And there's a mystery. I think the first one in the show kind of deals with like this idea, not the shapeshifters, but going back and sourcing like old presidents' reference materials in order to solve a mystery. Now I'm getting nostalgic about Hyoka. It's been like 7 years since I watched it, I think. But yeah, highly recommended.
この中にニカイアの会が行った行事、そして記憶に残るような出来事が記されている。僕が言っている意味がわかるね。
つまり七不思議で事件となったものがここに記されていると。
Unless they were too scared to put it down because something terrible happened, or they didn't want to, I don't know, curse themselves or something. Who knows? Especially with all of the, pardon the pun, mystery that surrounds the 7 mysteries.
そうだ。本来会長だけが閲覧できるものだが、副会長だけの年では副会長も記している。ネリーが目にしても問題あるまい。
そうかしら。
年間は1冊じゃない。手伝ってもらわないと夕食に間に合わないよ。それじゃネリーは古いものから頼むよ。僕は新しいものからだ。事件事故だけ抜き出してみよう。思ったよりも早く終わったな。
Seriously, if that happened all the time, the school gets shut down because it's haunted.
シェイプシフターについての記載もあったが、それほど詳しくは書かれていなかった。なぜ自分と同じ姿で現れる怪異がシフターと呼ばれたかは謎のままだ。解決を見ないで謎のまま収束している。
でも2点ほど発見があったわ。
それは
一つはシェイプシフターは被服質だけでなく寄宿舎のシェイプシフターという名の通り寄宿舎の至るところで見かけられていたということ。
そういえば最近現れているシフターは被服室で目撃されることが多いな。
噂話が出た当初は他の場所でも見られたそうだけど、ここ最近は被服室にしか現れていないわ。だからそもそもの始まりは被服室なのかと思ったのだけど。
年間では特別被服室で多く目撃されたという記載はなかった。それで残り一つは？
これはシェイプシフターのことではないけど、年間に書かれているペン字のこと。すべて緑色のインクで書かれているわ。
そう言われればそうだ。お決まりなのかと思って僕も緑色のインクの万年筆を使っていたよ。
緑色のインクを使って文字を書くのは悪霊に消されないためのおまじないなの。最初にこのインクで記した会長は何を恐れていたのかしら。
Well, I'm glad that's information that was given to us, as opposed to information that we are assumed to know when we are solving these mysteries.
笑えないな。
Naturally. Because that would be too much information, probably.
古い年間を紐解いていたんだ。目にしているだろうしな。
ねえゆずりは、お願いがあるの。
OK だ。構わないよ。
Agrees without asking what it is.
まだ何を頼まれるかわからないでしょ。
But she would.
今日はとことんネリーに付き合うと決めているんだよ。
ありがとう。わがままを聞いてくれて。
Great. Well, when I saw the screen fade in there, I was like, we're really doing this, aren't we? Oh man. Yeah, I mean, it's all been building up to this, right? So in classic cliffhanger fashion, I think I might have to stop here, honestly, because if I don't, who knows how long this is going to go on for. You know, with the usual mystery formats, like you have the build-up and then the actual incident, and then like a little bit of like sort of explanation and cleanup, but also like the game gives you also a few more clues and hints as to like, you know, what the right answer is. So yeah, I think this is a good starting point, and also, you know, we get to get thrown right back into it when we pick this back up later this week. So yeah, just to recap, Yuzu has like decided actually to stick with like be true to herself basically and come clean and confess. Even though at the end of chapter 1, she was like, when she made that conviction, she had to like go and lie basically to herself and to everyone again. So I don't know how confident she is in doing that. And also, she, whatchamacallit, she also admitted herself, like, it depends, like, what I actually do depends on how I'm feeling at the time. So obviously I would be disappointed if she chickened out, but also it's only chapter 2. Like, a lot can happen between now and then. So that's where we're going on the development front. And yeah, I mean, more or less, we got a couple of, like, Suo finally showed up, and we got some really nice moments with Best Girl Erica and Chidori. But, and like, Yuzu's knitting is coming along pretty well. I kind of want to see, like, a nice little spread of it, but I'm sure it's not going to look great, but it's the thought that counts, right? For all of her grandstanding, she really did go for the cliche approach there, didn't she? But yeah, as far as now that we've gotten to the actual mystery, the shapeshifter, the dorms here is what we're tackling today. Our major clues are, like, writing in green ink, which is, like, to ward off evil spirits. So, like, the given explanation is, like, that is the given explanation, is that you write in green ink because it's, like, foolproof for evil spirits to go and mess it up, right? And probably I would assume that the page that was torn off about the Seven Mysteries will probably show up again later, maybe in a different location. And also, why are all the sightings appearing in here, the textile room? So yeah, that's a couple of things we have to think about and start thinking about. I'll probably be racking my brain about it until I stream again. Probably, I'm thinking Wednesday, maybe even tomorrow. Depends on how I'm feeling. But I'm probably going to try and use the YouTube post to actually let you all know in advance if anyone wants to drop by. But yeah, like, watch. I'm definitely going to be thinking about it, and then when the mystery comes wrong, I'm going to get it wrong, because that is about my power of deduction. That's where that's at. But yeah, thanks for coming in, and always appreciate, like, your feedback, and, you know, I always have a good time discussing, like, this series with other people who like the series as much as I do. So thanks a lot, David, for coming, and yeah, just look out for the next stream. Next time I guess we really are going to, after I save, of course. But yeah, but next time we're going to get thrown in, like, right into the frying pan with, supposedly we're going to see something. So fingers crossed I don't get too scared. But yeah, thanks for coming, and I hope to see you again later.